Now, natural guilt is also highly connected with memory and arose hand in hand with mankind's excursion into the experience of past, present, and future. Natural guilt was meant as a preventive measure. It needed the existence of a sophisticated memory system in which new situations and experiences could be judged against recalled ones and evaluations made in an in-between moment of reflection. Any previous acts that had aroused feelings of natural guilt were to be avoided in the future. Because of the multitudinous courses open to the species, not only did the highly specific nature of many kinds of animalistic instinct no longer apply, but a curious balance had to be maintained. The conscious options that opened as man's mental world enlarged made it impossible to allow sufficient freedom and yet necessary control on a biological level alone. So, controls were needed, lest the conscious mind denied full use of the animal's innate taboos run away with itself. Guilt, natural guilt, depends upon memory, then. It does not carry with it any built-in connection with punishment as you think of it. Once more, it was meant as a preventive measure. Any violation against nature will bring about a feeling of guilt, so that when a like situation was encountered in the future, man would, in that moment of reflection, not repeat the same action. I have used the phrase moment of reflection several times because it is another attribute peculiar to the conscious mind and, again in your terms, is largely denied to the rest of creaturehood. Without that pause, in which man can remember past and present and envisage a future, natural guilt would have no meaning. Man would not be able to recall past acts, judge them against the present situation, or imagine the future sense of guilt that might result. To that extent, natural guilt projected man into the future. This is, of course, a learning process, natural within the time system that the species adopted. Unfortunately, artificial guilt takes on the same attributes, utilizing both memory and projection. Wars are self-perpetuating because they combine both natural and unnatural guilt, compounded and reinforced by memory. Conscious killing, beyond the needs of sustenance, is a violation. The collection of unrecognized artificial guilts built up through the centuries has led to such an accumulation of repressed energy that its release has resulted in violent action. Thus, the hatred of one generation of adults whose parents were killed in a war helps generate the next one. Thou shalt not violate. Again, the injunction had to be flexible enough to cover any situations in which the conscious species could become involved. The animal's instincts and their natural situations kept their numbers in bounds, and with unconscious, unknowing courtesy, they made room for all others. Thou shalt not violate against nature, life, or the earth. In your terms, creaturehood, while striving for survival and longing for life, while abundant and rambunctious, is not inherently gluttonous. It follows the unconscious order that is within it, even as there is a definite order, relationship, and limit to the number of chromosomes. A cell that becomes omnivorous can destroy the life of the body. Thou shalt not violate. So, the principle applies to both life and death. This marks the end of Seth Speaks, The Nature of Personal Reality. This is Chapter 8 in our Part 8. Let's discuss. So here, Seth explains that natural guilt is an evolved mechanism meant to prevent harmful actions by linking memory with feelings of guilt. This mechanism relies on humans' ability to reflect on past actions and anticipate future consequences, which other animals lack. Natural guilt serves as a learning process within the human experience of time. However, artificial guilt, which has accumulated over the centuries, lends to destructive behaviors like war. Seth emphasizes the importance of the principle, thou shalt not violate, which promotes harmony with nature and life. If you've enjoyed this reading, please consider giving it a like, sharing with a friend, and of course, subscribing for more. Don't forget to check out the quiz that I'm going to include with this particular video, and also the video that I'm going to record explaining a little bit more in depth the answers to the quiz questions. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I am Tony Victory, a wolf uncaged. Till the next time, thank you.